The toys they took away. The market was loud and cruel. Alien voices mixed with metal sounds and angry shouts. Chains moved, cages opened and closed. This was not a place for children. In the middle of the slave market sat a small alien girl named Luma. She was no older than 10. Her skin was soft blue. Her eyes large and quiet. She sat on the cold floor with a small box in her hands. Inside the box were her toys. A tiny metal bird with broken wings. A glowing stone that changed color in the dark. And a small human doll made from old wires and cloth. These toys were old and damaged. But to Luma, they were everything. They were memories. They were comfort. They were hope. A tall alien guard stopped in front of her cage. He looked bored and angry. He kicked the cage with his boot. "Open the box," the guard said. Luma hugged the box tightly. Her hands shook. She slowly looked up at him. "Please," she said softly. "They are mine," the guard laughed, a sharp, ugly sound. He grabbed the box and pulled it from her hands. "Everything here is for sale," he said. "Even toys." Luma stood up. Her legs were weak. She reached for the box. "Please don't," she whispered. The guard did not listen. He opened the box and took the toys out one by one. Other traders came closer. They touched the toys. They talked about price. The metal bird was sold first, then the glowing stone. Finally the small human doll, when the doll was taken. Luma felt something break inside her. Her chest hurt, her eyes filled with tears. But she did not cry. The guard threw the empty box back into the cage. It hit the floor and rolled to her feet. "Faith doesn't feed you," the guard said. Laughing again, "Learn that." Luma picked up the empty box. She held it close. Slowly, she looked up at the crowd. "They took my toys," she said. Her voice was quiet but clear. "But they cannot take what I believe." The market became silent for a moment. Some aliens laughed. Some shook their heads. "Belief is useless," one trader said. "This girl is broken." But Luma stood straight. Even without her toys, her eyes were strong. Across the market, a human watched everything. His name was Aaron. He was poor. His clothes were old. His ship barely worked. Aaron was a scavenger. He collected scrap and sold it to survive. He had seen many bad things in the galaxy. But something about the small alien girl stopped him. She had lost everything. Yet she did not beg. She did not scream. She did not fall to the ground. Aaron moved closer. He heard her words. "They cannot take what I believe." He felt a strange pain in his chest. Those words felt familiar, like something humans once believed too. The auction bell rang loudly. The crowd became noisy again. "Next item," the auction master shouted. "Alien child, healthy, strong, ready for labor." Luma's cage was pulled forward. Chains locked tighter. Aaron clenched his fists. He knew he had no money. He knew he had no power. Still, he stayed, watching, listening. As Luma was pushed toward the auction platform, she looked back once. Her eyes passed over many faces. Then they stopped on Aaron. For a second, they looked at each other. No words, just understanding. Luma gave a small smile, a brave smile. As if she believed help would come, Aaron whispered to himself, "I don't know why, but I won't walk away." The auction began. Prices rose. Danger waited ahead. And somewhere deep inside the cold galaxy, a small faith refused to die. Asterisk, the auction lights burned bright and hot, and the air felt heavy with noise and greed. Cages lined the platform, each holding someone scared and silent. Luma stood inside her cage, small hands gripping the metal bars. Her toys were gone, but her eyes were steady. The auction master raised his voice and called out prices. Aliens shouted numbers without looking at her face. To them she was only work, only profit. Among the crowd stood Aaron, the human scavenger. His heart beat fast. He told himself to leave. He told himself he was weak and poor. But his feet did not move. Luma listened to the voices around her. She remembered her mother's words, "Faith is not something you hold in your hands. It lives inside you, and no one can steal it." A trader pushed closer to the cage and laughed. "She looks calm," he said. "That calm will break soon." Luma looked at him and spoke softly. "I am already broken. That is why I am strong." The trader frowned and turned away. Some aliens laughed, some felt uneasy. Aaron felt his chest tighten. He had heard many lies in the galaxy. But those words were not lies. The price for Luma rose higher. Aaron checked his pockets, empty, not enough for food. Not enough for fuel, not enough to save a life. The auction master smiled. "She will be sent to the mining moons." He said, "Hard work makes quiet slaves." The crowd approved. Luma closed her eyes for a moment. She imagined the stars. She imagined freedom. Aaron stepped forward without thinking. His voice was low but clear. "Wait," he said. The crowd turned. A human speaking here was rare. The auction master laughed. "Do you have credits, human?" Aaron shook his head. "No, but I have a question." The auction master waved his hand, annoyed. "Speak fast." Aaron looked at Luma, then at the crowd. "What is the price of faith?" he asked. The crowd laughed loudly. "Faith buys nothing." Someone shouted. Aaron nodded. "Then why are you all afraid of hers?" Silence spread like cold air. Luma opened her eyes. She looked at Aaron, surprised. The auction master growled. "Enough." Guards moved him away. 2 guards grabbed Aaron. They pushed him back. He did not fight. As he was dragged away, he looked at Luma. "I am sorry." He said, "I tried." Luma shook her head slowly. "Thank you," she replied. "Trying matters." The guards threw Aaron to the ground near the edge of the market. Pain shot through his arms, but his mind burned stronger. He sat up and watched. The auction continued. The price climbed higher than before. Then something strange happened. Buyers began to hesitate. Whispers spread through the crowd. "She looks at us," one alien said. "Like she knows something," another replied. "I do not want her on my ship." Fear without reason filled the space. Faith was invisible, but it was heavy. The auction master slammed his staff on the floor. "Enough," he shouted. "Final call," before anyone could speak. An alarm rang out across the market. Red lights flashed. Security drones moved fast. "Illegal activity detected," a voice announced. The crowd panicked. Buyers pulled back. Guards rushed to control the chaos. Luma's cage shook as people ran past. Chains loosened slightly. Aaron stood up slowly. His heart raced. This was madness, but also a chance. He moved through the smoke and noise, not toward safety, but toward Luma. She saw him coming. Her eyes widened. "You came back," she said softly. Aaron reached the cage. "Not free yet," he replied. "But I will not leave again, around them." The galaxy showed its true face, cruel, loud, afraid of hope. And inside one small alien girl. And one broken human. Faith burned brighter than fear. Asterisk. The ship drifted through dark space like a wounded animal. Lights inside flickered on and off. Metal walls hummed with weak power. Luma sat on the floor near the engine room. Her legs pulled close to her chest. Aaron worked nearby with shaking hands. The escape had been messy. Alarms screamed behind them. Shots burned past the ship as it jumped away. Now there was only silence and fear. Aaron wiped sweat from his face. "The engine is old," he said. "It will keep us alive for now." Luma nodded. "Alive is enough." Aaron looked at her. "You are not afraid, are you?" Luma thought for a moment. "I am afraid," she said. "But fear is not stronger than belief." Aaron leaned back against the wall. "Belief again," he said softly. "Everyone talks about credits and weapons. You talk about belief." Luma looked at the ceiling. "My mother told me stories. She said long ago the galaxy tried to break humans too." Aaron froze. "Who told you that?" he asked. Luma smiled a little. "My mother believed humans were special. She said humans fall many times, but they always stand up again." Aaron laughed once, bitter and quiet. That sounds like an old lie. Luma shook her head. It is old, but not a lie. The ship shook suddenly. Warning lights flashed red. Hull damage detected. The system voice said. Aaron jumped up. We are being tracked. On the screen appeared a shadow. An alien patrol ship. Slow, heavy, dangerous. Aaron cursed under his breath. They want you back. Luma stood beside him. Then we do not let them take me. Aaron stared at her. We have no weapons. No shields, nothing. Luma reached into her pocket. She pulled out something small. The human doll, broken but still there. Aaron's eyes widened. You kept it. Luma nodded. They missed one thing. She placed the doll near the control panel. My mother said humans protect those who believe in them. Aaron felt something twist inside his chest. He remembered old stories. Stories humans stopped telling because they were tired of losing. The patrol ship moved closer. A voice came through the speakers. Return the property, you will not be harmed. Aaron laughed. Property, he said. That is what they call you. Luma looked at the screen. I am not property, I am proof. The patrol ship charged its weapons. Energy built like a storm. Aaron slammed his fist on the console. I should never have come here. I should have stayed invisible. Luma touched his arm. Invisible things can still change the universe. The weapons fired. The ship shook hard. Systems failed one by one. Aaron fell to his knees. This is the end, he whispered. Luma closed her eyes. She held the human doll tight, not praying, just believing. Then space lit up, bright white, sharp and sudden. A massive ship appeared between them and the patrol craft, human design. Old but powerful. A deep voice echoed through space. This vessel is under human protection. Stand down. The patrol ship hesitated. Fear moved through its systems. More ships arrived. Human ships, scarred, heavy, alive. Aaron stared at the screen. No one told me humans were still out there. Luma smiled. They were waiting. The patrol ship turned away fast, jumping into empty space. Silence returned. But it was different now. Aaron laughed loudly, half crying, half shaking. You were right. He said, humans always find a way. Luma looked at the stars. Faith is like a signal. If you send it long enough, someone answers, far away. The human fleet moved closer, and the galaxy felt something it had not felt in a long time. Hope. Asterisk. The human fleet surrounded the small broken ship like silent guards. Their ships were old but strong, covered in scars from past wars, yet they moved with calm control. Aaron stood still at the controls, his hands no longer shaking. He felt small and big at the same time. Luma watched the screens with wide eyes. So many humans, she whispered, so many who did not give up. A human captain appeared on the screen, his face rough, his eyes sharp. You are far from safe space, he said. Explain yourself. Aaron swallowed. We were escaping a slave market. They wanted the child back. The captain looked at Luma. His expression changed. Not anger, not fear, but something older. You did well to run, the captain said. No one owns a child. Luma stepped forward. Thank you for coming, she said. The captain nodded slowly. Someone believed in us. We felt it. The fleet moved together toward a hidden station. A quiet place made from rock and metal, built long ago, hidden from the galaxy. Inside the station, humans walked freely, some with missing arms, some with tired eyes, all alive. Luma looked around in wonder. She had never seen a place where pain and hope lived side by side. Aaron felt ashamed. I thought humans were gone, he said, broken and scattered. A woman with silver hair heard him. Gone is what they wanted you to think. Broken, yes, but still standing. Luma listened carefully. My mother said the same. The woman smiled. Then your mother was wise. They were given food and warm light. Luma ate slowly. Every bite felt like safety. Aaron watched her, guilt heavy in his chest. I can leave her here, he said. She will be safe. Luma looked up fast. Her eyes hurt. You are leaving. Aaron hesitated. I am a nobody. I only know how to run. Luma stood up. You stood when it mattered. That is not nobody. The words hit him harder than any weapon. Suddenly alarms sounded through the station, not loud, but urgent. Enemy signal detected. A voice announced. Screens showed multiple alien ships jumping in. Bigger than before, angrier. The human leaders gathered fast. They want the girl, one said. And they want to send a message. Luma felt fear return. But she stayed silent. Aaron clenched his fists. This is my fault. I brought them here. The silver-haired woman shook her head. They were always coming. You just arrived early. Human ships moved to battle positions. Lights dimmed, weapons powered up. Luma watched the humans. No panic, no screaming, only focus. Why are you fighting for me? She asked. The captain answered calmly. Because the galaxy forgot something, and children like you remind us. The battle began. Energy lit space like storms. Human ships moved with smart turns, protecting the station. Aaron helped where he could, passing tools, following orders, not running. Luma held the human doll close, her heart racing, but steady. One enemy ship broke through the line. Heading straight for the station, Aaron shouted, "They will hit us." The captain did not panic. "All ships focus," he ordered. Human fire struck the enemy ship, not destroying it, but disabling it. The enemy drifted powerless. Silence followed. Then retreat. Alien ships jumped away, leaving empty space behind. The station lights returned to normal. Humans exhaled. Some smiled. Some sat down tired. Luma looked around. "They came for me," she said softly. "But they ran from you." The silver-haired woman knelt beside her. "They ran from what you represent." Aaron finally understood. This was not just about saving one child. This was about reminding the galaxy who humans were. Luma looked at Aaron. "You stayed again." Aaron nodded. "I am tired of running." Far beyond the station, word began to spread. Humans were not gone, and faith had teeth. The station felt quieter after the battle. Not empty, just watchful. Luma walked through the long halls slowly, her steps soft against the metal floor. Humans passed her and nodded with respect. No chains, no cages. Aaron followed a few steps behind, still not used to walking without fear, still waiting for danger to jump out of the shadows. The silver-haired woman led them into a room filled with old screens and star maps. Lines showed trade routes. Red marks showed slave worlds. "The galaxy is sick," she said. "It feeds on the weak, and fears those who refuse to break." Luma looked at the red marks. "So many," she whispered. Aaron clenched his jaw. "This is bigger than one girl." The woman nodded. "Much bigger, and that is why they want you," she said to Luma. Luma tilted her head. "I am small." "Yes," the woman replied. "Small sparks start the biggest fires." A signal alert flashed on the screen. "Encrypted, human code, urgent." A young officer spoke. "Reports are spreading. Markets shutting down. Slave traders running." Aaron frowned. "Why now?" "Because of stories," the officer said. "A child who did not cry. A human who stood. A fleet that answered." Luma felt her chest tighten. She did not want fame. She only wanted freedom. Suddenly the station shook, not from attack, from a jump. Another human ship arrived, larger than the rest, marked with old symbols. The silver-haired woman straightened. "That ship carries the council." The doors opened. Several humans entered, older, heavier with history. One man stepped forward and looked at Luma. "You are the reason the galaxy is shaking," he said. Luma lowered her eyes. "I did nothing." The man shook his head. "You reminded us of something we forgot." Aaron spoke before thinking. "She is not a symbol. She is a child." The man smiled. "That is exactly why this matters." Another alert sounded. "Not enemy broadcast." Alien networks lit up across the screens. Messages spreading fast. "Human fleet protects alien child." "Slave market destroyed." "Faith stronger than fear." Aaron stared. "We did not destroy the market," the officer replied. "Others did, inspired by what you started." Luma felt overwhelmed. Her small belief was becoming something loud. She backed away. "I did not ask for this." Aaron knelt beside her. "You did not choose the fight, but it found you." Before she could reply, a warning appeared. Multiple hostile fleets gathering, not one power, many. The councilman spoke sharply. They are afraid. And afraid enemies strike together. The room filled with tension. Humans moved fast. Plans formed. Aaron felt fear return. This time it was not small. Luma held the human doll, her hands shaking. "What if belief is not enough?" she asked quietly. Aaron looked at her. "Belief does not replace action. It gives it a reason." The silver-haired woman placed a hand on Luma's shoulder. "The galaxy is watching. If we hide now, fear wins." The councilman nodded. "We will not hide, we will stand openly." Screens showed human ships leaving the shadows, moving into known space, no longer ghosts. Luma watched the fleet, hundreds of ships. Different sizes, same direction. Aaron felt something change inside him. For the first time he was not surviving. He was choosing. The councilman looked at Luma again. "They will come for you harder than ever. Are you afraid?" Luma took a deep breath. "Yes, but I will not be silent." The man smiled slowly. "Then the galaxy is not ready for you." As the fleet moved out, messages spread faster than ships. Humans are back, not for war, but for protection. Far away on slave worlds, chains felt heavier, masters felt watched, and in the heart of a small alien girl, faith was no longer alone. The human fleet moved openly through known space. No hiding, no silence, stars passed like watching eyes. Every jump sent a message. Humans are here. Luma stood on the bridge of the lead ship. The windows showed endless darkness, yet she felt seen for the first time. Aaron stood beside her, wearing a simple human uniform. Still surprised anyone trusted him with one. "You ready?" he asked. Luma nodded slowly. "I was ready when they took my toys." Across the galaxy, fear spread fast. Slave markets closed overnight. Traders burned records. Some ran, some begged, but others gathered. Old empires, cruel powers, united by one thing, fear of change. Warning signals began to light the bridge. Multiple fleets ahead, blocking the trade corridor. Aaron felt his stomach tighten. That is a wall of ships. The human captain stayed calm. Walls break when pushed long enough. Luma watched the enemy fleets appear on screen. Different shapes, different colors, all aimed at them. A voice came through open channels. "Turn back. This space is not yours." The captain leaned forward. "It never belonged to you." Weapons charged on both sides. Energy built like a storm about to fall. Luma felt fear claw at her chest. Her hands trembled. She held the human doll close. Aaron noticed. He lowered his voice. "No matter what happens, you mattered." Luma looked up at him. "We all do." Before the first shot could fire, a new signal appeared, then another, then dozens more. Ships jumped in behind the human fleet. Small ships, old ships, civilian ships. Pilots from broken worlds, former slaves, traders who chose sides. The bridge filled with quiet shock. A message spread across all channels. "We remember, we stand too." Enemy fleets hesitated. They expected humans alone, not a galaxy waking up. The first enemy ship fired anyway. A bright line of energy tearing space. Human shields held, then answered, not with rage but precision. The battle erupted, space filled with light and motion. Ships moving like living things. Aaron worked beside the crew, passing data, following orders, not thinking about running. Luma watched the fight. Each explosion felt heavy. Each retreat felt earned. An enemy cruiser broke through. Heading straight for the lead ship, impact warning blared. The captain did not move. "Hold course," he said. At the last second, a small civilian ship slammed into the cruiser side, not destroying it, disabling it. The civilian ship drifted powerless. Its pilot voice came through. Calm and proud, "Worth it." Luma gasped. Tears filled her eyes. Aaron clenched his jaw. They believed too. One by one enemy ships fell back, some disabled, some fleeing. The wall broke. Silence slowly returned, broken only by damaged ship reports and quiet breaths. The human fleet held position. Not chasing, not celebrating. Luma felt something shift deep inside her. This was bigger than rescue, bigger than revenge. The captain turned to her. This is what faith does. It reminds people who they are. Luma looked at the stars beyond the battle. My faith was small, she said. The captain smiled. Small things change direction. Across the galaxy, news spread faster than light. United fleets stopped slave convoys. Markets collapsed, chains unlocked, masters learned fear. Aaron stood beside Luma at the window. You started this, Luma shook her head. I only refused to break. The fleet turned toward the core worlds, toward places where cruelty ruled longest. A final message broadcast across space. No child is property, no faith is for sale. And for the first time in a long time, the galaxy listened. Asterisk, the war did not end with one battle. It ended slowly, world by world. The human fleet moved like a steady tide. Not rushing, not stopping, slave worlds fell quiet. Markets closed, chains were cut. Luma stood on a green planet under an open sky. Real sky, not metal. Wind touched her face. She laughed softly. A sound she had almost forgotten. Children ran nearby, different colors, different species, free. Aaron watched her from a short distance, his clothes simple, his hands rough. His eyes calm. You look happy, he said. Luma nodded. I feel light. This world had no cages, no guards, only open land and small homes. Humans and aliens worked together, building, planting, learning. The council had offered Luma a place of honor. A symbol, a voice. She refused most of it. I want to live, she said, not stand on stages. Still, stories spread. A small alien girl. Toys taken, faith untouched. Some called her a hero. Some called her dangerous. Luma did not listen. One evening she sat beside Aaron near a fire, stars bright above them. Do you regret staying? She asked. Aaron shook his head. I regret running before. He looked at the fire. I thought survival was enough. Now I know it is not. Luma held the human doll in her hands. The last toy, still broken. I used to think faith was magic. She said, something that saves you. Aaron smiled. Now you know. It only gives you strength to stand, he said. Messages continued to arrive from across the galaxy. Former slaves starting schools. Old enemies asking for peace. Some threats, some apologies. Not all changed, but enough did. One night a young alien child approached Luma. Are you the girl from the story? Luma knelt. I am just a girl. The child frowned. But you were not scared. Luma thought, I was scared. I just did not let it decide for me. The child smiled wide. Aaron watched from afar. Understanding fully now, weeks passed, then months. The galaxy felt different, not safe, but awake. Human fleets no longer hid, but they did not rule. They guarded routes, they answered calls. One day, Aaron prepared his old ship. Cleaned, repaired. Luma noticed, you are leaving. Aaron nodded slowly. There are places that still need help. I want to go where fear still lives. Luma stood quiet, then hugged him tightly. Come back, she said. He smiled, always, as his ship lifted into the sky. Luma did not feel loss. She felt connection. She walked back to the settlement, where life continued. At the center stood a small memorial. Not a statue of war, but toys old and broken. Placed by children from many worlds, Luma added her empty box. They sold my toys, she whispered. But they could not sell my faith. The wind carried her words. Across fields, across stars, far away. In dark corners of space, those words were remembered. Because faith did not roar, it stayed, and the galaxy would never be the same.